So the next thing is mood. Now, there have been over 200 studies done all around the world, different types of people, different locations, different industries, different age groups, whether they're toddlers like Roman talked about last night or whether they're senior citizens. They all say the same thing, because no matter where people are, or how old they are, or what they're doing for a career, we're all human, we all have human brains. So what they have found is that no matter who you are, being primed for good mood, some people call it happiness, but it's good mood, by the way, is enough. So depending on how you are looking at what mood versus happiness is, being primed for good mood actually makes your brain function at higher levels. So like a study of doctors showed that the doctors primed to be in a good mood actually came to the correct diagnosis 19% faster and with 3 times more intelligence than their doctor peers who were not primed for a good mood, who were in neutral moods. They did a study of salespeople. Optimistic salespeople outperformed their pessimistic salespeople peers by 56% in sales. They did a study of students. They actually took a group of students and they had them sit down for a second and just think about one of the happiest days of their lives right before starting a standardized math test. And those students outperformed the other students who, of course, were not asked that question, who were not primed. And by the way, we're not talking about good mood versus bad mood. That is clear. There's a difference. Like your brain for sure functions better happy versus angry or whatever, but we're talking happy versus neutral. Some studies are happy versus bad, but most are happy versus neutral. So it doesn't mean like you're in a bad mood. It just means if you can do small things to prime yourself even for a good mood or a better mood, your brain functions better. Studies show you have better immune function in your body when you have a good mood. You have better memory. You retain things longer. You have better creativity. You have better problem-solving skills. You have better critical thinking skills. You have better energy. Like there's so many studies, and all of those things are affected just by priming yourself for good mood. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do, I'm trying to give you tools, by the way, you can take with you. So I hope you're okay with doing these little exercises. But the next thing we're going to do is I want you to find a place to write down a list. I don't want you to judge the answers that pop into your head. I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to write as many answers as you can think of, big or small. I just want you to write down anything that makes you feel good. So it could be something you've accomplished, something that makes you laugh, something that makes you smile, a funny memory, a YouTube video you can watch and laugh at every single time, whatever it is. But just write down a list of anything you think of that makes you feel good about something you did or makes you laugh or smile or whatever. And we'll give you a little bit of music in the background. I'll probably throw out some brain, what's it called? Thought joggers. I was like, thank you. I love you guys. So that it'll help you out maybe. But if you want to put on some low background music, I'll give you guys probably 30 to 60 seconds to make this list. So things that make you feel good, okay? Could be something you did athletically. Could be something you did academically. Did you get into the college of your choice? Did you get really good feedback on a project that you worked on? Did you help somebody in a certain way and they came back and told you how it affected them? Did somebody give you a compliment one day where anytime you think about that, it still makes you feel good? You're like, oh, that was nice. Have you done an act of kindness for somebody else that makes you feel good? Was it even one of those days where you remember hanging out with a friend? You didn't really do anything. You just hung out, but you just had a great conversation. You had fun. You have those memories. If you're like me, you've had hardcore crashes once in a while, some of the adventures you do, and even though in the moment it felt really bad, afterwards you look back at it, it's kind of funny, right? It makes you laugh, and you're like, I can't believe I did that, but I'm so glad I'm still alive afterwards. So here's the tools that you have. Now you have quality questions you can ask yourself. Now you have this list. So anytime you guys aren't feeling at your best, review these lists you just made. You just pull out the list, like take a picture of it so it's in your phone, or type it into your phone so it's always with you. Pull the list out and just review it. I promise it makes a difference. I do this. There was a time where I was in front of a room full of people one time and I was about to lose it, like just start crying. I could barely handle it. People wanted to hug me and I was like, don't hug me. If you hug me, I'm going to lose it, right? So I'm like fighting with myself going, how do I fix this? And then I went, I know. I love stand-up comedy. I have so many pictures with comedians. I get their autographs and all that stuff, and I put on my wall. I love comedy. And so what I did was I just started thinking about comedy in my brain. Like I started picturing comedians I've seen and replaying their sets, and it actually started making me feel a lot better. Like I totally was out of the danger zone of losing it. Like it was crazy. That's for me. So all you gotta do is pull out this list and start reviewing it, and it'll make a difference. Okay.